I'm going to go to Mongolia myself and I'm going to do a solo horse trek. At the time I didn't realize how much had to go into it. You know, like you can hear everything.
Supersonic almost.
You can hear everything. And now I'm going to just imagine you're out in the middle of the Mongolian steppe. You're in your tent. It's pitch black. You've got 2 horses hobbled outside. So hopefully they don't run away and I wake up in the morning and they're still there.
I get eaten?
Well, I know there's wolves out there.
And bears?
I know there's bears out there. It will be a lot. So, you know, anyone watching the videos, it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be me just like,
Day 5.
I miss Tiger.
I miss Tiger. These fucking horses just
My vape's run out.
vapes run out. Fuck this.
Before we get into it, I want to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which I'm recording today, the Whadjuk Noongar people. I pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging, because it always was and always will be Aboriginal land. Hello, welcome back to Zero Filter. I'm Faye.
I'm Grace. This is Sir.
And he just farted.
He did just fine. Perfect. Son, he's been a really busy boy this morning. We went out riding and he had some time in the saddle as well because his little legs couldn't keep up. So yeah, maybe
Got to work out. They were pushing out that fart.
he pushing it out, son. He pushing it out.
So I have Grace on today. Obviously, it is my first time having someone on the pod. And so I'm super stoked that it's like one of my good friends. And she's doing amazing things with, I feel so weird not holding my microphone. Like,
It's fine. Hold this. She's doing amazing things.
she's doing amazing things. She is riding across Mongolia. You know what? You can tell us what you're doing and why you're here on my podcast.
Okay, so I am in less than a month now. So on the 12th of June, I'm heading to Mongolia to do a solo horse trek through the Mongolian steppe with 2 pack horses. So ultimately, first 5 days, I will be doing training with some herders out in the Mongolian steppe through this organization called Steppe Riders. I pretty much bought the 2 horses off them. I'll meet the 2 horses when I get there. I have no clue what they're like, anything. Don't even know names, colors, nothing. I'll meet those 2 horses. I'll do 5 days training with them. And then I'll put the horses on a truck, on the back of a truck. I'll get in the back of the truck and we head off to my starting point where from then on I am solo out in the Mongolian steppe for 14 days by myself with the 2 horses. So completely alone.
What kind of like weather? Because like I don't know if you've ever watched that show Alone.
Yeah, I have yeah.
Yeah. And like obviously when they put them in Mongolia, it's like super, super cold.
Yeah.
And is it going to be like that level of extreme weather?
Yeah, so Mongolia is known for extreme weather. There's pretty much a 3-month window that I can go. So it's from June to August. Outside of that, the weather is way too extreme in regards to like snow, freezing, or like really, really hot. So I've gone on to obviously lots of different forums. I've chatted to people that I'm like through Steppe Riders, everything like that. Ultimately, they've all come back with the same answer that it's going to be freezing at night, like probably around 1 to 2 degrees at night. And then throughout the day, we're going to be hitting around like 25. Now that's just
nice though.
Yeah. So that's just like a rough guess, but obviously I've prepared for extremes either way.
Yeah. Because anything can happen. Like I feel like with weather, even like here, we're having like the hottest autumn ever. So it's like,
yeah. So yeah, I've pretty much prepared for it to go. Like my sleeping bag's rated at -8. And then I'll talk about gear later, but I've pretty much like accounted for freezing. And like I've also got like 3 of those extra like thermal silver things. So I was like, if worse comes to worse and I need to wrap myself in that inside, like, and lay one down underneath my tent and then have my mat and then my sleeping bag with me wrapped in that. Like I have got every situation that could possibly happen. I have an answer for at the moment. So yeah.
What inspired you to go on this journey?
So, as you know, I'm a bit of an adventurous soul. I can't really just sit still and just do the norm. So since I was probably mid-teens is the first time I found out about the Mongolian Derby, which is the world's longest and toughest horse race, right? And that was my top of my bucket list for like forever. And for quite a few years there, when I was in my old relationship, I kind of lost sight of that. It just didn't ever seem like it was achievable, like that I could even try and do that anymore. I got out of that relationship, and then it's only in the last like few years that I'm like, you know what, like that is so achievable for me. Last year I missed the application date. So I was like, you know what, like again in my head it was still like, oh, you probably can't do it because they only take 40 to 45 international riders each year. So you have to go through a big selection process.
And how many is there in total?
Pardon?
How many is there in total?
What do you mean?
Like in the Derby?
Well, next year there's 42 international riders. So they only take like anywhere between that 40 to 45 international riders each year.
And then local riders?
No,
it's just all international.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I still had it in my head last year when I missed the application day. I was like, still was stuck in my head, like, that's not really achievable. It's not really achievable. So then I was like, you know what? I'm going to create my own mock derby. I'm going to go to Mongolia myself and I'm going to do a solo horse trek. I didn't realize how much had to go into it. But from that moment on, like mid last year, I started putting everything into motion, and it's nearly here now. So
crazy.
Yeah.
Like I saw you in January and you started talking, and I was like, fuck. Like for me as well, like you're only, how old are you?
Nearly 28.
Yeah, like you're still so young, and to be doing this like off your own back, like by yourself, like is so inspirational. And I feel like, you know, it just really puts into perspective, like how much, like if you actually want something, you can go for it. And I think like I can only relate it to this podcast, but like this is just huge. And then you're raising money for a
charity. Yeah. Oh, that was Tiger, by the way. So shush. I'll talk about the charity in a sec, but ultimately I started planning this, and then it got to like the start of this year, and I was like, shit, the applications for next year's Mongolian Derby are probably coming out, right? And I was like, I'm just going to go through the process.
Yeah.
I get through the first section, I get through the second section, and then I get a phone call while I was up at work at like, guy was over in some random country and he had to call me on WhatsApp for an interview at like 10:30 at night in my donger up at work. And ultimately I've got accepted to be one of the 42 international riders for next year's Mongolian Derby. At this stage, he said yes, and it said it's all good, but they're about to have this year's Mongolian Derby pretty much the time that I'm over there. So yeah, after that, then I'm pretty sure I'll get all the stuff preparation for that.
And so that'll be like this time next year.
The exact same time, pretty much. Yeah.
So will you be able to see any of it while you're there?
Different area. Yeah. But yeah, so the charity,
what made you choose this charity also?
Yeah, well, I wasn't even gonna raise money at the start. It wasn't even in my head, right? And then I was like, you know what, this is a pretty gnarly thing to do.
Yeah.
It's not
gnarly.
It's pretty gnarly. So why not try and get some traction and raise some money for something that is so close to my heart, and also that is so prevalent right now in Australia's like
everything.
Australia's everything. Like it's all pretty fucked up like at the moment in Australia.
What is the charity?
So the charity is the charity is Worthy. So Worthy is a non-for-profit organisation in Perth, Western Australia. Ultimately, what they do is they work with all of the domestic violence refuges, and they get houses that are empty and they furnish the houses completely.
Wow.
So down to like you can open a cupboard and it will have razors in there, it will have body wash, it will have like everything you need, even for the kids, right? They will stock it. They'll stock the cupboards, like fridge, everything. So these women and children they can't get out of these refuges because they have nowhere to go, right? Nowhere safe to go.
Yeah.
If they leave, they're ultimately homeless. They've left their whole life, everything.
Which is also very scary to do in the first place. And it takes
terrifying
so much for them to even get to that point. So
literally terrifying. And from, you know, the point where they have to leave with their children and be in a refuge, that's just the start. Like
Mm.
to rebuild your life is like, oh, I got goosebumps. Like to rebuild your life is literally, realistically, it will take years and years and years and years and years and years just to get the basics, like you know, like take teaspoons,
Bare minimum. Yeah.
just the smallest things, you know,
Right.
like. And so this charity Worthy, they do just that. They completely deck out these houses for these women and children that cannot get out of these refuges, and it's just handed to them.
Wow.
I know.
That's so beautiful. I'd never even heard of that. So like, that's so amazing.
They're amazing. And I reached out to them and I said, look, like this is what I'm doing. And yeah, they loved it. So I did a video talking about what they do on my socials for my trip, and yeah, they're amazing. So yeah.
Have you raised any money so far? Like how can you?
Yeah, so I've set up a GoFundMe which is like linked directly to them.
Yep.
So I don't handle any of the money or anything like that, and it's just on a link on my TikTok page and on Wandering with Grace, the Instagram page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's just straight up there, links right there, and I think so far I've raised nearly $1,300.
Fuck yeah, babe.
Fuck yeah,
That's amazing.
I know. It's very exciting. I've never really raised money like that before, so it's
And the fact that you only kind of posted about it like what, 2 weeks ago, a week ago,
probably, yeah.
like, and you've already raised that much. Like, imagine when you're over there. Like,
I know.
oh,
I know.
what does this challenge mean to you personally?
What does this challenge mean to me personally? Well, I went through a pretty rough, like in regards to the raising the money, which now I feel like this trip is like, that's a massive part of this trip now for me. There's two parts of like what this trip means to me personally. It is definitely raising money because there's part of my personal life that I don't talk about, but like I said, this is a topic that's so close to home for me. And then there's also the other aspect, which, you know, this is something that is going to challenge me in so many ways. I'm a bit fucking crazy, so okay, yeah, I am. And so like in the best way possible, 100%. So yeah, like it means a lot to me because I can see like right now going into it, and before I've done it, I know this is going to be so difficult, like so difficult.
Yeah.
But I can see the growth that I'm going to have when I'm there. So it's like when I I randomly just after uni, I randomly just went straight up to cattle stations, right? And I was in the lowest point in my life, like so low, like it was cooked. I look back on it and I'm like, oh, that's dark, dark place.
Ooh.
And and that going to those cattle stations and meeting the people that I met, oh, like the growth I had, that saved me. I can tell you right now, that saved me. I'm in no way in any kind of mind frame as I was back then, but I just know that the growth in this is just going to be like the next step I need in like my own life and like my own kind of healing.
I feel like as well, I don't know if you're like too versed on astrology, but like you're entering your Saturn return, which happens like every like 29 to 30 years. And so it's like this life-changing moment of like everything shifting mentally and everything like that. So it's really interesting that you're like going into this kind of Saturn return cycle as well, like which you are going to come out a completely different person. Like,
hopefully I come out sane, not.
I think you will. Like I was thinking today at Pilates and it was like super hard. And I was like, what, like, you know, when you're in those tough moments and you push yourself to like the feeling of like, I need to stop, and you push yourself past that. It's like, then when something else happens that's super hard, it's not as hard anymore. And so I feel like this is going to be fucking mentally, you're going to feel like you're breaking, but then you're going to come back and it's like, nothing is going to fucking phase you.
Literally. Like not much phases me now.
Exactly.
So it's going to be a bit concerning. Like,
but then imagine the things that you're going to be able to achieve. You're like, I just like fucking went to Mongolia by myself and 2 horses.
Literally.
I can do anything.
Literally anything. Yeah.
You're going to become a billionaire.
Fingers crossed, stuff. Fingers crossed.
I'm hanging around.
You know, fingers crossed.
Tell me about the. Are you falling down, sir? No, he's sorted.
He's so fine. He's so tired.
What what have you already prepared mentally, physically, like stuff-wise? Tell me about like how you've gotten to know what you need, all of that kind of stuff.
So the preparation has been crazy because when you think you've got it all, you then realize you actually don't. So preparation-wise, I have actually done like a really good video of all my gear on my page. Like all my survival gear, everything like that. It's kind of been just a process of like reaching out to so many different people from all around the world. Like I've chatted to people from randomest countries that I've found online that have done treks in different countries that has somewhat of the same terrain as Mongolia, or some people that have competed in the Mongolian Derby in past years. I've reached out to them and I've gone, hey, what is something that you could not go without? I've pretty much accumulated everything and I have then, kind of tailored what I need to that. So my preparation started with the health side of it. So my vaccinations. So I went to the Frio health doctor who was brilliant. And they did my blood works to check like my levels of certain vaccinations. And then they worked out like I need like my Hep A, my rabies. I need my rabies. Weirdly enough, didn't need my malaria one because he searched up like the altitude. That is the highness. The highness of the steppe where I'm going to be, and it's like above a certain highness that the mosquitoes like don't usually go. So
wow, they can't fly that high.
They can't fly that high. So I'm pretty high apparently. I'm pretty high up above sea level. So didn't need the malaria one. I'm going in to get like at the end of this swing home. I'm going in to get my cholera one, which is like a drink one, and then my vaccinations are done. Then I started on all my gear, which has been a lot of money, but I'm putting in the money so I'm safe, and also I'll use it again next year.
Yeah.
The main things were my Garmin Explorer. So that is my pretty much my satellite phone. My GPS navigation has an SOS button on it.
Perfect.
And it has two-way communication. So yeah, that is my lifeline when I'm out there. Then there's like all my like GoPro, my drone, all that type of stuff. But then there's also like my charging situation. So I got solar panel, fold out solar panel that I'm making little straps for that I can strap it to the back of the pack horse and charge throughout the day. I got like battery packs. Then got water filters because the river, I'm following the river because that's my water source and the horse's water source.
Yeah.
So those water filters are like seem to be the best on the market, so I got them ones. Other things like my gear that I'm riding in. What else? Like first aid kit. Oh, my tent, mat. All that type of stuff. This week I'm starting on my food. So I'm making all of my food. I found these amazing recipes from these people that I followed on TikTok. This beautiful couple that hike all America. They're like pretty like famous and they're awesome. And they make really high protein, high carb meals and they dehydrate them all and vacuum pack them.
Wow.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm starting that this week. I called the embassy and I'm allowed to take that in. So yeah, I'm starting to make all my food dehydrated.
How are you dehydrating it?
Got a dehydrator in the back of the ute.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. My stepdad gave it to me. So
Nice.
haven't tried it yet.
Okay.
Have
Have you tried dehydrated food before?
Never?
Oh, okay. Maybe do that. Like, what if you're at home? You don't have a choice, really.
I don't really have a choice, do I? Because
do you know how to light a fire, like with a flint and
I
stuff
do,
like that? Okay.
yes. Yeah, I know how to do that, but that's also another issue that I've come across. But with the food is I'm actually, because I was going to buy them all and each of the individual things like $20.
Yeah.
And I'm going for like 5 days was for like 19 days.
Yeah.
That's too much money for today. Like, so I'm doing it all myself. I do have like a flint. And now what else I need to take is a jet boil, right? But you can't take the gas cylinders. So I've worked out as soon as I land, I've worked out and contacted the camping store in Ulaanbaatar and they have a gas cylinder there for me. So I'm going to go straight from the airport to there, pick up my gas cylinder and then go to this like weird little hotel thing for the night before I
Yeah.
get picked up in the morning and taken out.
That's so crazy. Like, I just can't even. And like, you've never been to Mongolia before.
Never.
Have you been to like a place like Mongolia?
I don't really know what places would be like Mongolia.
Yeah, neither. Maybe like Nepal.
Nah.
Interesting. I want to go to Nepal.
Yeah. Never been.
Oh, what I really want to know is how, like, you're going to have your phone, right? So are you able to connect your phone to the satellite phone? I don't know if this sounds super dumb because like I don't know much about this stuff, but
Either dumb.
how are you going to like connect with like, so, you know, when you're out there and then you come across like local Mongolians, because I know that you said in one of your videos that you can stay with them and they're very like hospitable. Do they know English? Have you spoken to other people? Like,
Yeah. So I have downloaded the Mongolian language and Google Translate, so I can use that without like internet. I've also printed out like lots of things and put it in like just a waterproof little bag thing. And on there's just some key phrases. Like
perfect.
yeah, like hey, you know,
I'm traveling.
I've got the 2 horses. Would I be okay to stay or come in and meet you all, or just little phrases like that.
Basic stuff.
Yeah, so I'm guessing.
Set your Duolingo up, babe.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying at work, like, and like on the 2-way and stuff, I try and say thank you and stuff in Mongolian, but it's just really hard. No one
How
else.
do you say thank you in Mongolian?
It's great. It's a great question. It's a great question. As you can see,
Careful.
as you can see, it's been going.
It's really sticking.
It's really sticking.
By the way, for everyone watching, listening, we both have ADHD and autism, so we retain stuff that we want to retain, not want to retain.
Yes, and you would think that me going to Mongolia, needing to know the language, that would retain, but no. Tell you what does retain is I found some really cool rocks the other day at work, and the geodes, and I've just been Googling crazy about how to clear them and crack them open, but that, every detail about that retained. Every single detail.
Just smash them open.
I tried, though. I tried.
Yeah, no, I bought some from Loon. Slightly off topic, but I bought some for Loon from National Geographic. Like you can buy like geos, and then like you just smash them open. And there's like all holes out there in my backyard of like us just trying to smash them open. Some we couldn't get open at all.
I gotta show you a video after this.
And it's so loud,
so loud.
so loud.
So fun.
What I was gonna say is something that I just thought of is, have you, like, you know, when you go to like Bali or whatever and you can get an eSIM for your phone, is that an option as well? It's like getting a Mongolian eSIM.
It is. That's one thing that I was just like, fuck, maybe just at the airport, like.
Yeah, so you can like call.
Everyone says not to get them because they're a rip-off, but honestly, the amount that I've spent, like, seriously, what?
Another
like
$50
$50 for an eSIM right then and there.
Yeah,
that's fine.
You'll like
it. I'll take it.
Me and my piece be safe.
Yeah.
So like with the eSIM or like with the satellite phone, will you be able, like with your GoPro, are you planning to like share as you go, or are you planning to like combine it all and then like?
Yeah, I've thought of that. I don't see it being possible for me to update while I'm out there.
Yep.
It's just going to have to be like a post beforehand going, hey, I'm about to head out. Maybe I might be able to when I'm at the
certain point
at the 5 days training, and maybe I'll update like how the training's going, but through the trek it's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen.
Desert.
Also kind of want to be like present and not have to edit videos and stuff while I'm out there.
True.
But all of the videos I'm going to do it as like, this is day 1, this is day 2, like everything like that. So I can document how I'm feeling that day, like the change in the terrain, how the horses are going, everything like that, how I'm feeling myself. So I'm going to do it day by day. And then there's also going to be just other videos of like just pretty beautiful videos of stuff like that. But I'll end up having to edit all that as soon as I get back.
How did you come across the people that will like allow you to do take these horses and have these horses done this before? Like, is it a normal thing that you can just go to Mongolia and get 2 horses and go?
Yeah. So Mongolia is the biggest part of their culture is horses, right? And they are still some of the most untouched landscapes in the world. And it is very common that people will go to Mongolia to go on like treks in groups on horseback for the more extreme people, like guilty, it is also like unheard of that they will like go and find herders, like nomads, nomadic families out there who have their horses, and they will purchase horses off them and then sell them back somewhere else afterwards. I'm going through STEPPE Riders, which is kind of an organization. They do tours. They do also allow solo treks. They try and like deter people from that, as you know, unless you have kind of quite a lot of experience with horses. Yeah. They said they've had a few people do it, but they've only lasted like 7 days. So yeah. Ultimately, I'm happy with how long I can last, however long I can last. If I need to call it quits and make my way back, then for my own safety or something like that, then I'll do that. I won't put the pressure on myself, but my aim is for the 14 days. And yeah, so
you're going for 14 days. I don't think
solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the 5 days training prior. But yeah, so it is known that you can go to Mongolia and get horses and use them.
It's kind of like Vietnam, and you go motorbike, and you go across.
Literally, we go and find someone and go, hey, can I buy your motorbike?
Yeah.
And then and they're like, yeah, have it. And then you go.
Yeah.
And then you sell it at the end.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same with the horses over there. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible. And so have you got like a map of where you're going to go? Like, are you going from one spot to the other, or are you like doing a loop? Like, what's the...
Yeah. So I will be doing roughly like a loop. I've chatted to the people that I'm doing the training with, and when I get there, we will sit down with my GPS and some maps, and we will mark out roughly like where we think the best route will be. Obviously I can't leave the river. I need to follow the river because that's my water and the horse's water. But yeah, it's at this stage is looking like a bit of a loop, following the river up this way, crossing, and then maybe coming down at a different river, or possibly the same river. Just not sure yet.
Yeah.
That will all be, I'll find that out closer.
How are you going to survive without
Sir?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Will this be the longest you've been away from him?
Probably pretty close.
Wow. How's he going to survive without you? I think you'll be okay. Like, you'll do it tough, but you'll have other things to keep him busy. He'll be like, she's deserted me.
I know. Since I started Five-Throw, he has been having a bit of a desertion. Is that a word? Desertion situation. He thinks that I keep deserting him. I'm not. But sorry, sir.
Back to sleep.
But yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have to take a photo of him like one of those old war soldiers. You're in the community in me, though, where he just looks at me.
Come to auntie.
Oh, just lovely.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, one of my best friends just got me for when times get tough.
A pea?
It's an emotional support pickle.
Pickle? Oh my
And
God.
it says on there, I knew you'd love it. It says on there, life isn't always bread and butter. So this pickle is here to help you deal with what life throws your way.
It looks like an infected willy.
It does.
Yeah.
And for a big fat lesbian, not sure how I feel about that.
Well, life's not always bread and butter, doll.
No.
Still?
Gonna stick this on my garment or on the saddle of the horse or something like that.
Just let it flow in the wind.
Yeah, pretty much. Lovely. There you go. Emotional support pickle.
So there you go. What message would you convey to like other people that want to take on, not say like a solo trek across Mongolia? We're talking about Mongolia now. Anything that's like as huge as this, like what would be your advice to someone?
My advice would be try and find as many people that have done something like this prior, and I'm not talking just in like your area. I mean, get on every kind of forum you can, every group you can. Ask the weird questions that you're a bit embarrassed to ask. Like, just ask anything, because you need the answers. Ultimately, like, if you don't ask,
you don't know,
and you're possibly putting yourself at risk. So you know, I have My mum, she got out a whiteboard and she said, all right, think of every single situation that could go wrong. She said, write it down every time. So we've got so many situations that could go wrong. And she said, all right, let's start making answers for them all, right? So so prepare, do your research and get in contact with absolutely anyone and everyone from all walks of life that have done it, and just make sure you've got your facts straight, so you know what you're going into. Obviously, there's a lot of the unknown. Like for me, there is a lot of the unknown, but just try and do your best to get as much information as you can. Prepare, so really get good gear, and then
don't go cheap.
Nah, don't do it.
If you're not gonna put in everything,
if you're gonna do
money,
if you're gonna do a trip like this, spend the money on the gear.
And if you don't have the money,
don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. And then work out what you need to do.
Or do something that's not as intrusive. Obviously we're basing this around Mongolia, but if say that was your dream as well, and you can't afford it, do it in Perth or do it in your city that you're in, so that you can kind of get a feel for that. But have you done something like that before? Have you done solo treks here or?
No, not like solo horse treks. But for me, I've worked with horses my whole life. I've used them for work on stations, working with cattle. I've competed my whole life. So the horse aspect for me is nothing. But then there's also the other aspect of being remote out in the bush or the steppe. Again, that's not foreign to me. I am always out bush, in remote locations, always. So again, those two things I feel very comfortable with. But there is my message also is you don't need to jump straight into it. You could even for me, for example, if I didn't feel I was ready for something like this, I could go over to Mongolia and not do it solo. I could go into one of those groups that do it. There's so many other ways. And then when I feel 100% prepared, then I could jump into it. Right now though, I feel really ready for this. I feel, it's very achievable for me. Yeah, but for some people, they might want to take that a little bit slower to actually get to their goal. And if that's what you need to do, just take it slower.
Yeah.
But still achieve your goal. Just rip the lid off. Get in there, just do it.
Wait till you have a bad breakup and then you're it. You're off. I was going to ask you something. Is there anything else about this journey that I haven't asked that you feel that the listeners, viewers should know, or there's something on your mind that needs to be said or anything like that?
Yeah, probably the things that I'm going to find the hardest out there. So obviously I have somewhat of an idea what to expect, but again,
not really.
There's going to be a lot that I don't know. There's a few things that I've worked out that are going to be hard for me. Number one is the silence. It's going to be very silent, and I don't like silence. So I have been trying to, practice silence a lot before, in the last month. Still getting a bit better at it, but, the silence is going to be crazy. Even at night, when I'm out bushing stuff, and at nighttime, your hearing goes so, you can hear everything.
Supersonic almost.
You can hear everything. And now I'm going to just imagine you're out in the middle of the Mongolian steppe. You're in your tent. It's pitch black. You've got two horses hobbled outside. So hopefully they don't run away and I wake up in the morning and they're still there.
I get eaten?
Well, I know there's wolves out there.
And bears?
I know there's bears out there.
And snakes?
I don't know about snakes, but probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can just imagine myself knowing who I am. I know there's going to be a lot of sleepless nights because I'll get in my head
thinking you hear stuff that's not necessarily there.
So that's going to be a struggle.
Have you tried meditation and all of these types of things, breath work?
I have in the past, but it's something that I
think
need
that's
to try so much harder to do.
And I think even meeting Mongolians, I know that they're very spiritual people as well.
Yeah.
So even when you do come across these people, maybe asking them ways of dealing with the silence and stuff like that, and getting to know that aspect of that culture, because I think as you said, there's a lot of Mongolia that's so untouched and not known. And I think like, I just went super ADHD and started thinking about the Mongolian throat singers, but maybe just start throat singing, doll. Just like,
honestly, sign me up.
That'll stop the silence. But I think even start practicing now, like before you go to sleep and stuff like that. Like breathing and box breathing. I can send you a bunch of stuff as well.
Please.
Like, are you going to take? I know I cut you off, but are you going to take any form of like equipment for music? Like, you'll have your phone, so like you can download a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
Even downloading like, you know, anti-anxiety.
I'm literally downloading like all the white noise, all that type of stuff. Like, I'm everything just to be prepared. So the silence is going to be something pretty gnarly for me. Also, the fatigue is going to be quite big. But again, that's something I'll just push
you sleep
through.
while you're on the horse?
No. No, they're semi-wild Mongolian horses. So
I'm not that versed in horses.
9 months of the year they're out wild.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then they just come in and people ride them.
And then the herders, they come out and they go out and find them and bring them back in throughout the other months of the year. So these horses are pretty much untouched majority of their life.
Wow. That's also beautiful. Like,
I
I think that's the way it should be.
Yeah, it's beautiful until they'll walk on both of them and they bolt on me, but we'll come across that.
Hopefully they're friends and buddies too.
Hopefully. We'd love them to be friends. But the fatigue will be a lot. So, you know, anyone watching the videos, it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be me just like,
Day 5.
I miss Tiger.
I miss Tiger. These fucking horses just
my vape's run out.
My vape's run out. Fuck this.
Oh my God.
And then, okay, this sounds really superficial, but this is genuinely a concern of mine, right? I have a problem with sweet treats. Okay? I love a sweet treat, and they don't last for me, right? And I need, because I eat them as soon as I get them. And even though I know that I need them for like my sugar, because my blood sugar will drop and everything like that, I know for a fact I need them to actually think properly and not be delirious when I'm riding 2 horses through the Mongolian steppe by myself, isolated, right? So I need the sugar there. I know for a flying fucking fact that if I get them even at the airport, right?
They're going to be gone by the time.
They'll be gone by the time I land to Mongolia.
Why don't you make like sugary drinks or like those jellies that have the sugar in them, like that runners have?
And they're disgusting, right?
Yeah.
They're fucking disgusting.
So you won't want them all the time.
That's my only thing that I'm thinking of is like, I have to get some kind of sugary thing that is absolutely repulsive so I don't binge eat them all.
Yeah.
And then faint when I'm
or like hide them
13.
or like have them in like days so then you know that like, or do you reckon you'll just go against that? And
I'll go against that. It's actually dead set ridiculous. Like, so sweet.
I love how you're going on this journey for like mental strength and everything, and you're like, nah,
the sweet treat will get me.
You'll end it on day 2 because you've run out of sweets.
I will.
Horses, turn the fuck around. Take me to 7-Eleven.
Turn the fuck around, kids, because this girl needs a Mars bar.
Can you just paint a picture of what Mongolia steppe? Because I don't understand.
Mongolian steppe. Yeah.
What is a Mongolian steppe?
The Mongolian steppe is like a really vast grasslands. So just like
rough.
Yeah, kind of. So like just imagine like you got like all these like rocky kind of mountains all around you, and there's just like flat plain like in front of you, and there's like rivers running through it and stuff like that. So where I'll be going, yes, it will be through the steppe, so through that vast grasslands and everything like that. I will be, from roughly what I know so far, I will be going through some parts of the mountains, everything like that, through different kinds of like terrain. Yeah, so but that's what a steppe is pretty much.
Grasslands.
Just a vast.
See, when I think I just think of like Cottesloe Beach steppes. But they're grass.
Yeah, exactly. Same but different.
But vaster.
Yeah, just way vaster.
But is it like in steppe form?
Nah.
Oh.
No.
Okay, that's just what it's called.
Yeah, it's unusual, isn't it, actually, now you think about it.
That's what I was just imagining, like the mountain and then it has a step out. And I was like, no, it's just grass. but
Yeah.
not grass. It's just
So
like,
it's just like,
it's almost like wetlands without the wet.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, with like rocky mountains around
Yeah.
it. That's what I've seen from the pictures and YouTube and stuff like that.
I'll put a picture in the descriptions.
Please insert below. Yeah, and then obviously I'll be coming across, probably in the early days of my trek, coming across the nomadic families and their girls. Fingers crossed they see me coming and allow me in to have some food and maybe stay the night.
Hot food.
I know, but it's horse milk and like mutton dumplings, so I mean,
You love that, wouldn't ya?
I actually would.
I love how it's just his legs and his head's not in it.
Yeah,
Showing off
so
a bit.
that's the food that I'll get when I'm there if I go and see the nomadic families. Yeah. Other than that, it's my own food.
Oh, it's gonna be so amazing though. Like, I just can't wait for it. I know I'm gonna be nervous, like,
I know.
but I think it's gonna be such an like, you were inspiring me to do something. Like, I mean, for example, I just booked to go to Bali for like a week and a half by myself next month.
Hell yeah.
And I know that doesn't seem like a big feat to a lot of people,
No.
but I think for like my autistic self, I'm like,
Yeah.
and then I'm putting myself in like a yoga retreat and just like really kind of focusing on myself. And I think like, yeah, you've been a big inspiration. I'm just like, go and do it. You can do it, girl.
You can do it.
You don't need
girl.
nobody else. Do it by yourself.
Just do it by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it by
I think
yourself.
that's really
You
fucking
meet
cool.
some bloody cool people as well. Like every time you do something by yourself, you're forced to meet people.
Yeah.
Like you're forced to.
You can't help it.
You literally can't. You need people to rely on, and so it's natural instinct of any human is to reach out
Community.
for help to anyone around you in that moment of time.
Yeah.
So
the most human thing about us is like finding
Literally.
community within other people. And yeah, I'm very excited to hear the people that you meet, and especially the children. I don't know why, but
I
I'm just like, I'm
know.
so excited for all the kiddies
I
that
know.
that you meet, and the animals. I think there's going to be so many different animals. And yeah, I can't wait to see it all unfold. But yeah, if you want to let everyone know what your like Instagram handles are, your GoFundMe, where we can find you, where we can find and follow your journey, all of that kind of stuff, so everybody knows. I will link it in the description below, but go for it.
So my Instagram that will be that I'll use to document the whole trip is Wandering with Grace, and then a little underscore at the end. In there's a link to the GoFundMe, which will go directly to Worthy, and then I'll also put up a lot of the videos also on my TikTok, which is just my own TikTok, which is Just a Girl. And yeah, so it'll be
Just a girl.
it's literally Just a Girl.
Oh.
That's the thing.
I can't believe you got that.
I know.
That's so good.
Yeah, so that will be where everything's documented. So I'll obviously keep posting about my prep. And then yeah, when I can while I'm over there, but all the big day in the lives will be once I get back immediately. I'll get onto it and just try and when I have reception and Wi-Fi and that.
That's so exciting. I mean, you'll be able to do it on traveling back to Perth as well.
Literally, it'll give me something to do.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'll probably just be like asleep the whole time.
True.
I'll be so exhausted, but
are you gonna have someone meet you over there, like, and come back with you? Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Just a cuddle.
Hold me. Okay, so I also have an amazing friend who has a brilliant jewelry, like handmade jewelry. What would you call it? Like handmade jewelry company. Yeah. She's just started it, right? And her handle is Dizzy_Sky, and so she is making me a ring, a handcrafted ring, and in it is going to be a purple stone. And the reason it's a purple stone is because it's that is the stone that is the domestic violence awareness color is purple. So ultimately she's creating me this beautiful ring that will have an M stamped into it for Mongolia. It will have the purple stone in there to represent.
Also have the M upside down is like W, which is for worthy.
What? Exactly. Yeah.
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 That's
and
beautiful.
yeah, so when I'm over there and I'm absolutely in the trenches, I can look down at my ring and I can go, we're doing this for a reason, for a purpose. So thank you so much, Sky. I'm very excited to show everyone what it looks like.
That's beautiful. I think that's such a, and like W also is like women, and it's just like there's so many things that you can look at that and then really kind of know and WA and know where you come from, like
Literally everything.
all of these things.
All of these things.
It's gonna be so beautiful.
It's gonna be so beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, amazing, babe. But yeah, thank you for coming on and being my first guest.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited. Thank you guys for listening and watching. And if there's anyone else that you think has an amazing story like Grace and wants to be on Zero Filter, please let me know. If you have any comments or any questions that you want to ask Grace, you can also ask through me. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and follow along for the next one. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.